Today we're going to talk about Matau Hordika, a delightful little set with all sorts of interesting and easy to use pieces. Let's check out some of these pieces and see some different ways that you could use them in your own LEGO creations. But first, let's see if this set is any good. Come with me and we'll discuss everything good or bad about this set. Here we go. You know, the Toa Hordika were pretty cool. Noble heroes that became mutated by Hordika venom, and they had to find some sort of cure before the mutation takes them over. It's a very different and interesting concept, and I don't know, I feel like these sets just don't get that much love. They deserve way more, because they're great. I certainly think one of the more exceptional things about this set specifically is Matau's mask. The very rounded edges and the overall circular design. It reminds you that despite the fact that this guy is mutated and probably looking a little bit more evil, he is actually a good guy. This is the face of a kind soul. But then you also get a bunch of these repeated lines. You can see them just here on the front of the mask. It gives it this almost reptilian feeling. It's like the skin of a snake or a lizard. Well done to the part designer on this one, because it balances that look and feel of a good guy that's battling with a mutation or some sort of inner darkness. It balances that very well. Just by looking at it, you get a real sense of who the character is and what they're going through. But also, I'm obsessed with the movement and mechanisms on this set. Each one of the Toa Hordika comes with this really nice gear function on their arm. You simply move the gear up top and it allows them to kind of slap their arm down and up. It's simple, but it's very fun and very effective to play with. Most of the sets that came before these guys, they had their gear functions built into their torsos. Changing up the location of this, but keeping essentially the exact same function, that was smart. But hey, the functionality doesn't stop here. Matau is incredibly posable. I took great joy in photographing these images for this video and putting him in all sorts of positions. When a set can pose this much, you know it's a good set. Oh, but of course, I can't forget the phenomenal Hordika spinner. It's just such a blast to let this rip and watch that spinner go flying. It's not always the easiest thing to launch, and sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to aim, but it is good fun to play with. So hey, I think the set holds up, even though it's 20 years old in 2025. But how do the pieces hold up? How easily can you use these in your modern LEGO creations? Well, let's find out. We're going to start off with Matau's brilliant mask. One fantastic builder uses it quite well. Their name is Moko. You might have heard of them before. His insect warrior uses a few of them actually. We've got some here on the upper thighs. Quite like how this blends the leg into the torso. Yeah, it really is an excellent use for this piece, and it works so well to create some very fantastic shaping. We've also got a couple more on the upper arms, and you know, the look, the shape, the feel of this, it replicates a muscular arm design perfectly. This is really good stuff. Now, what about Matau's silver torso? Well, if you get a few more of these, you could do what Ferox's Journey has done here and use them on a revamp of Onua. How nice do these pieces look when you use them as shoulder armor? They just complement a very strong and stocky character like G2 Onua. This is some nice thinking. The functional arm design of this set, it's made up of two different pieces. You get this element, and you also get this one. Let's focus on this one for now. A builder called the Overheating Orange, they've implemented it quite nicely into this lower arm design. Look at how the fingers just elegantly branch off of the bottom. Look at how the tubing neatly wraps around the open areas. And look at how these blades extend out of it. This is so clever. This is a surprisingly functional piece that you can get a lot of uses out of. I think it's great. Now let's talk about the other piece that makes up Matau's arm. The mock that I've got here that uses it, it's a bit more of a subtle way that it's used. You have to kind of look a little closer to see it. It's built by Bonkarella. And if we zoom in on the lower leg, you'll see it tucked away right here. So look man, if you're planning on building a custom limb design, this piece is going to be very helpful. The fact that it's got so many connection points on one end, and then it ends in a ball joint on the other end, that's fantastic. It's just a really helpful piece to have, and a piece that's pretty easy to build with. So yeah, it's not the most glamorous piece, it's not going to look good as armor or, perfectly round off a MOC, but it's going to be very integral to the inner design work, and that's invaluable. You do also get one of these dark green Mutta arm pieces. EXX Trooper uses it in a more modest way on these Matoran. So yeah, the frame for these Matoran in some of the sets that it originally appeared in, it always used this arm piece. And Deflack specifically came with 2 of those in dark green. So it's nice to know that if you want to change things up a little bit, go for something a little different, you could use this. It's going to match the color scheme, it's going to look nice. Yeah. Sure, this is a fairly simple way of using this piece, keeping the arm as an arm. But hey, sometimes the simple stuff is the nice stuff, And finally, you also get Matau's exclusive weapon piece. A MOC that uses one of these is built by Rahiden, and it's called Felist. So zooming in a little bit here, you can see this weapon being used in conjunction with another weapon piece that shares a similar color. This is Vastus's weapon from this glorious Glatorian set. They actually look quite fantastic when you pair them together, don't they? Very fun. Sick. Alright, let's check out a couple revamps of this character now, shall we? This first revamp is built by Darkrai Master 99. Now this just goes to show you the power of posing your MOCs. The hunched over position that he's in here, the way that he's kind of staring you down with those snake-like eyes. He looks like a creature that's lurking in the jungle, ready to strike at its prey. Sometimes, just taking that extra time to really pose your character, it's gonna make them look way cooler. It's also nice to see a little bit of CCBS armor in silver being integrated into this guy. I think it works quite well with some of the other G1 Bionicle pieces that we see here. And plus, the smooth texture that these pieces have, I think it aids in conveying a bit of a snake-like appearance. It helps the character look more animalistic. It makes them look more like a predator, which is certainly something that the Hordika can pull off quite well. So yeah, this revamp remains pretty close to the original set, but this one does not. Check out Matau Hordika Full Mutation by Biophant Samurai. Yo, turning Matau into a giant praying mantis? What an original and brilliant idea. It's kind of shocking how much that mask does actually look like a praying mantis, or at least kind of fits within that context. Yes, it does help when you put a few other pieces around it, but it does look nice. Really nice. Plus, I don't know, it's so refreshing to see a praying mantis Bionicle creation. It's not really something that people build all that much. Always delightful to see it. I really love these dark green Technic panels that help make up the arms. If you're curious, these first appeared in the Rocco T3 set, the one that you're seeing right here. Those are some good pieces and they work really well right here. Plus, the whole idea of this being a fully mutated version of Matau Hordika is brilliant. There's just not that many examples of MOCs out there that showcase what they look like when they are fully mutated. And the story hints at that. If they don't find a way to cure this mutation, they'll be turned into some sort of horrific animalistic creature. I guess this is what that looks like. It's fun to see a little what-if concept like this. It'd be great to see it with the rest of the characters too. Yeah, this is just so original and so well crafted. Lovely stuff. So, that's Matau Hordika, a great set with some pretty great pieces. If you enjoyed some of the creations I showcased today, then be sure to check out that description below. You can find links to all the builders' social media right there. Why not head on over, check out their stuff, leave a like, give them a follow, and all that jazz. Then you can go check out some of their other creations and continue to get inspired. But that's all for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching, happy building, and bye for now.